So I'm Lindsey Welch. I'm co-organizing this innovative project grant that we just received recently from ACS. So Fran Mayville, a professor at DeSales University, is working with me on the innovative project grant. And the idea of this grant is to build bridges across our Lehigh Valley institutions of higher education to connect those of us who are faculty who mentor undergraduate research. So we've got so many resources across all of our different campuses. So why not work together? Welcome everybody that's joining us this evening. And I hope that those of you that are with us this evening can help spread the word. This is the first time that we're reaching out to everybody since we were given this grant. And the idea is to have a series of sessions starting early next calendar year, so January 2022. And we will have a series of sessions looking at who we can collaborate with. So finding shared areas of research amongst us as faculty research mentors. We also want to look at ways that we may be able to help each other pursue extramural funding or travel funding for our students or other summer funding, because most of us are spending time doing research over the summer. Of course, we do research year-round as well. And also look into ideas of how we can share resources across campuses. So that may be library resources and subscriptions. It may be instrumentation that we have at each of our campuses. And then also there are lots of us who are doing some really great work in the Lehigh Valley for retention of students in the STEM fields, as well as great ways to incorporate innovative teaching methods in our classrooms. So I'd like to support the building of bridges across our campuses and help us help each other. So this is the plan. I have a set of slides that I'd like to share and walk through the plan, and then certainly have an opportunity for people to ask questions and say where they'd want to participate. Okay. All right, so can you see my screen?
Yep.
All right, thank you. So again, welcome. The title of this innovative project grant is Building a Community of Practice Among Undergraduate Research Mentors in the Lehigh Valley. The co-organizers are me, Lindsey Welch, and I'm an associate professor at Cedar Crest College. I'm a physical inorganic chemist, and the research that I mentor with my undergraduates is in the field of catalysis, environmental chemistry, renewable energy, and a few other areas. Unfortunately, Fran couldn't make it this evening, but he sends his regrets, and he looks forward to helping to lead this project. But Fran Mayville is an associate professor at DeSales University, where he's an organic chemist, and his research focuses in areas of medicinal organic chemistry and natural products. So lots of extractions from plants and that sort of thing. So the two of us had lunch pre-pandemic. So we were sharing our research ideas at the annual undergraduate research poster session that we typically have in April every year with the Lehigh Valley ACS section. And I was looking at one of his posters, or one of his students' posters, and we started up a conversation about how we could collaborate. And that really led to the greater conversation as why don't we collaborate more in the Lehigh Valley? We've got all of these close geographically institutions. Why don't we work together more? So now that we are moving forward, we have funding and we're making it happen. So if you're not familiar with the innovative project grants that are offered through the ACS, this is through the local section activities committee. They have the innovative project grants. There are also innovative project grants that are offered through the divisional activities committee. So that's with the technical divisions of the ACS, but this is an IPG or an innovative project grant through local sections. So you can apply for these local section innovative project grants, and that would be those applications would be submitted through your local section, or if it's through your technical division, it would be through your technical division officers. So if you have an innovative project that you're thinking of and want to propose it through the local Lehigh Valley section, certainly share your ideas, and we can go after additional IPGs in the future. So it's a really short application. You just have to describe the innovative project that you would like to propose. And we found, or we submitted this at the end of June, and we heard probably about a month ago. So we can have, I believe, one of these open at a time for the local section. Does anybody know differently? But I think that's how it works.
It's one, yeah.
Yeah, so one of these can be open at a time for a local section. All right. So the tentative schedule of events, we're just introducing this to the local section this evening, and we're certainly open to ideas and looking for you to spread the word to other faculty who mentor undergraduate research in the Lehigh Valley. But the tentative timeline is that in January 2022, we'd like to have an initial networking event. So the networking event could be designed something like speed dating or speed networking, and we can identify what areas of research the faculty in the Lehigh Valley are pursuing. So maybe you could find that there is somebody at a nearby campus who's going after, say, similar research endeavors as you, and maybe you could work together. So this could be great for anybody, no matter what stage of your career you may be in. Maybe you are a new assistant professor, maybe you're a more seasoned individual and you're looking to help out some people that are earlier in their career, or anywhere in between. So this is a way to meet people and find people to collaborate with. February, we're focusing on where's the money. So finding ways to look for research funding or travel funding or student funding. And so I have a little bit to talk about that. In the next month, we're looking at sharing resources and learning together. And then April is our annual Lehigh Valley ACS undergraduate research poster session. So the past 2 years, we've had it virtually due to the pandemic, but we're hoping that we would be able to have this in person again this spring. And then I'm looking for May, June. So maybe after our academic years wrap up, we can have an activity where we can share what initiatives we may be implementing on our campuses for student retention in our chemistry courses. And then the faculty who have been involved in undergraduate research mentoring could create posters and share what we are doing now, and again, build those bridges. So first event is planned for January. Why don't we collaborate? And so we have so many people with expertise in a variety of areas of chemistry, and it will be helpful for us to learn who is out there, because we've had a lot of new faculty join campuses around the Lehigh Valley section. Some of us are in each other's backyards and we may not know it. So the speed networking event is planned so that you can initially fill out kind of a card for networking to see what your interests may be. And then we can organize either virtual or in person. That hasn't been determined yet, but we could have, say, breakout rooms with shared research areas, and you can meet people that are interested in the same fields. So this is good for professional development. So you may be able to find somebody to be your mentor, or maybe you're looking to mentor younger or newer faculty in the field. It's also great to bounce ideas off of people. So maybe at your small, predominantly undergraduate institution, you're the only inorganic chemist there. So when you're trying to go after research funding, there's nobody around to say, give you insightful feedback on your grant proposal that you're trying to write to get extramural funding. But maybe there's somebody at a neighboring campus who could give you good feedback. So it's a way that we can support each other and support our students on our campuses. So as kind of a model, I have a tentative speed networking card. So I based these areas really off of the technical divisions that we have in the ACS. We can certainly add additional boxes for you to check if you're looking to pursue other fields of research and you don't see your area on the card, let me know. And we can add that to the initial survey, but then we can hopefully match you up with other people who may be interested in the same areas. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay. I'm so used to talking to screens at this point. Okay, so next area of conversation is where's the money. So there are lots of us that are going after extramural funding to support our undergraduate research students. So we're writing grant proposals and we're trying to find what is that niche, what is that angle that you can take to make your proposal the winner. You're looking for ways to support summer research opportunities for students on your campus. And there are lots of different strategies that we could share with each other for going after pots of money that are specifically earmarked for PUIs, so predominantly undergraduate institutions. So those of us who have applied in the past may be able to help others out, and we can share resources as far as, say, grant officers that might have more advice than others. There are also opportunities to look for travel funding for conferences. We could talk about who's traveling to conferences and maybe talk about ride sharing or that sort of thing if there's upcoming regional conferences that we could work together. So the funding sources could come from the ACS, could be federal agencies like DOE, DOD, NSF, regional and state funding sources. So looking at, say, Pennsylvania Academy of Science, for example, gives out little grants for undergraduate and some master's level research projects. There are national honor societies that may be able to offer travel funding to students. So there are opportunities out there, and we can hopefully share some information with each other about how to go after funding. So then the next session is looking at sharing resources and learning together. So at each of our institutions across the Lehigh Valley, we might have symposia series or invited speakers. So we can work together to share those opportunities with each other in a more meaningful and more increase the communication between our institutions. So maybe there's a really great invited speaker that you're going to have in your department. And in this day and age, it's a lot easier for us to say, have these speakers shared across a screen, and we could have more people in attendance. We each have our instrumentation labs on our campuses, and maybe there is a great instrument that you have on your campus, and somebody at a different campus may need it. So I'm sure each institution has their own policies as far as external users, but there may be opportunities for us to help each other with that. And then library and subscription resources. I mean, most of us probably have access to the ACS journals and have our interlibrary loan systems, but there may be great ways that we could collaborate and help each other as far as resources that we have on our campuses. Okay. And then the final session that would be a great thing to have at the end is looking at what are all these innovative teaching methods that we have? What are we trying to do to engage our students, retain our students in our classes, in our majors? There are many faculty in the Lehigh Valley that are doing educational research. So that's a really impactful area of research, and having access to, say, other classrooms for increasing your sample size as far as how well those new innovative practices are working, that's an opportunity. There are opportunities for course-based research experiences, and there are people in the Lehigh Valley that are designing these experiences. We could look at ways to engage students through student organizations. So maybe you have a really active ACS chemistry club, and the chemistry affiliate or ACS affiliates group is having a great field trip to, I don't know, the Priestley House up in central Pennsylvania, and you want to get together with another group from another institution, maybe that's something that we can do for an activity. So these are things that we could talk about as faculty at our various institutions and build those bridges. So that is a brief introduction to what we have here, but I do have my email address up here for contacting me. I have Fran Mayville's email address up here as well. So if you have questions, or you know colleagues who might be interested in participating in these sessions, certainly reach out to us, and we'll add you to our list for participants for the upcoming sessions. If you're interested in one session but maybe not the others, that's fine. If you're looking to participate in every single one of them, that's also great. So I'll stop my share and go back to seeing everybody's faces. But I am open to any questions, suggestions, whatever you might have to say.